My name is Jake Lee, and I want to introduce you tonight to some neighbors that all of us have, but few of us actually are aware of. I work at World Relief, an organization that resettles refugees from all over the world here in the Treasure Valley. My passion came from 8 years ago. I went to Kenya, worked at a medical clinic there, I did triage, and I actually pulled teeth. While I was there, I realized that I cared about the plight of the refugee and everything they had to go through. So what happened, I came back home, got involved with World Relief, and started volunteering at apartment complexes. I played soccer with kids. People from my church came with me. We got to know some families, and we had a blast in the process. There are several thousand refugees here in the Treasure Valley now that you can get involved with. Something about refugees, they've been forced to leave their country due to war, persecution, or threats of persecution based on who they are. Some of these things you can't exactly change very easily, and so they've been forced to leave their country and go to another place where they're not necessarily accepted. And this looks like hell. I mean, I could tell you horror stories all night about the things my clients have experienced, the things they tell me about that they deal with, even here since they've been resettled, but we're not going to focus on that tonight. We're going to ask a couple of questions, and we're going to see what they can offer you. You're probably wondering, why do they come to Boise? A few of them ask that same question, especially those who come from warmer climates and they get here during the winter. I had a man from the Ivory Coast freak out recently because he came here in the snow. But Boise, they're likely to succeed here. There's jobs, it's peaceful, and it's a wonderful place. And so they send thousands of refugees here every couple of years. It's hundreds every year. And it's wonderful. This is the process to get here. They have to register with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. They have to go through background checks. They have to get all sorts of security things done before they can come here. And there's 3 offices that resettle here in Boise. These are some of the countries that we're getting people from right now. In the 90s, it was people from Bosnia. It was the Vietnamese boat people. Anywhere there's been conflict, we've probably had people come to Boise from those places. And once they get here, we're seeing something amazing. They're building great communities. My Somalis are really taking care of each other. They write resumes for each other. They look for jobs together. My Bhutanese clients are teaching each other how to drive, which is actually kind of scary sometimes. But I have one complaint that I get from all of them, and that's that they have no American friends. Imagine leaving your country, being forced out, going to a place where you're not accepted, landing in a third place where you're kind of ignored. And so, tonight I just want to encourage you to be friends with them. So here's what they have to offer. My clients love to teach me how to say things in their languages, anything from what is your name to how old are you. Some even love to teach you profanities, which they're fun, but they're not really functional in my line of work. Also, whenever I do home visits, they insist on feeding me. And I've had some amazing food, I've had some terrifying food, and everything in between. But it's forced me to be adventurous, which I really appreciate, because they always insist on feeding me. Something else. When you talk to someone who's experienced history, they can tell you about the sights, the sounds, everything they've gone through. It really makes it come alive. I didn't like history in high school, hated it in college, but when I talk to my clients, they really make it into something amazing. And then lastly, they bring their culture with them. Just this past weekend, I got to participate in the Holy Festival of Colors. It's a Hindu event where you celebrate the death of an evil witch and the coming of spring by throwing colored dust in each other's faces. It was fun and messy, and it was disgusting afterward, but it was something that we got because of our refugee clients. So I want to say, and I think everyone here would agree, every human life is valuable. All of you here have something to contribute, but you also gain so much when you befriend a refugee. They have tons to offer, and honestly, you never ever know who you're going to get. They come from all walks of life, all sorts of educational backgrounds. Some are pre-literate, others have advanced degrees. And like I said, you never know who's going to get off that plane and what they're going to do when they're here in Boise. We all know this man, and we all know why he fled and what he contributed, and now he's an icon for so many people. And so, my clients don't forget about their passions or their traits, their skills when they get on the plane. They don't come here and expect to become janitors. Many of them have had great professions, and they want to do the same thing here. My focus is education and employment, so I love to see them succeed here once they get here. If you're interested in becoming involved, you can go find a refugee on your own, but if you don't want to be creepy, then you can contact one of these organizations. And once you pass the background check, they would love to let you get involved in their lives. So there's lots you can do. I encourage you just to go hang out, just to go play soccer, to get to know somebody, learn how to say bad words in their language. I mean, it's all up to you what you do, but go meet your new neighbors. They're coming here every week, all sorts of new people.